Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. The first role of a woman is dua. One of the biggest things we have left in our own times is dua. Before Isa alayhi salam came, alayhi salatu wassalam, Imra'atu Imran, she was begging Allah, begging Allah, begging Allah. But these days, women, we don't make much dua. The dua and ibadah, they are small. Likewise, men are very lazy now with dua. Have you seen a man sit down for 2 hours in the middle of the night making dua? Oh Allah, my children, my children, my children. One of the early Muslims, I think that was Al-Imam Sufyan's story. He stayed long in Qiyamul Layl. So someone asked him, his son was asking him, why, Baba, this long standing is too much. He said, it's because of you. Because of your own piety. Meaning, I am standing long like this so that Allah will help me to make you a pious boy. But in our own times, we think that once we send the children to good school, they are paying 1.5 million. They carry them with school bus. Their uniform is fine. Everything is sweet. They give them lunch. Top. Yeah, it's okay now. Cool. It's not like that. One of the major things about Tarbiyatul Awlad that we have left in our own times, Allah, is dua. Many of us don't make dua. Many of us don't make dua. We are poor with dua now. We sleep from 10 o'clock. Some people don't sleep till 1 o'clock. They are browsing and WhatsApping and Facebooking. So let us stop all these and direct our attention to Allah. Because when we become helpless and when we think that we can help ourselves, which helper do we need? Which helper do we have? Apart from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this major role, including for the husband that is struggling. If we have husbands struggling to provide something for us to eat food, make a lot of dua for your husband. Make a lot of dua. That's why when the woman now starts trading too online, she doesn't even have time for the husband. Why? Her attention is on her own trade. So if she has 15 minutes of dua, just make dua and stand up. She will rather be begging Allah, oh Allah, my recharge card, let me sell. My shoe that I'm selling, let me sell. My cooking material that I'm selling. My children clothes that I'm selling. So the dua becomes diverted. But if it is for the husband, everything, oh Allah, this man, help him. Because when he's helped, we are helped. So Allah help him. Make his affairs easy for him. Make things easy for him. Forgive him his mistakes in the place of work. Don't let him bring haram to us. These children, oh Allah, like that. But these days, dua is small. So the first major role we have is to make a lot of dua. The second major role women have, because they are always at home, is to always, they themselves should be listening to mawa'id. They should be listening to sermons, so that their heart is regularly watered, nurtured. The mind, the more it hears something about Allah and His Messenger and the religion, the more that it submits itself. So when you are like this, you'll be able to be telling your children every day. 2 days ago, a mother was telling me that she was just talking to her children. Could you sorrow Allah? Should fear Allah. Everything you are doing, fear Allah. This thing should not be once in a day or twice in a day. It should be all the time. All the time. Even you can make it a means for yourself. You want to serve your children food? You first of all tell them, my son, this food I'm giving you, it is Allah who gave you. Don't eat this food and use it to commit a sin that Allah does not like. How will that boy feel? He comes again in the night. You gave him another food again. See this food that I'm giving you. Wallahi, it is Allah that has given you. Don't be kafir, be shakir. Don't be an ingrate. Be a grateful person. Take. I tell you, when that boy is eating the food or the girl, they will be remembering that this food, I should not eat the food and then commit sins. So, but the woman will not be able to do so if she herself has troubles. So she needs to also be regularly reminded. If she is regularly reminded, she will be able to provide regular reminders to the children in the absence of the man. And there is nothing that benefits children much more like telling them something. Let me say this. When I was a very, very little young boy, I think I memorized Surah Luqman from my father. He will call me, he will say, وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ يَا بُنَيَّ لَا تُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ إِنَّ الشِّرْكَ لَظُلْمٌ عَظِيمٌ. So he will say, read it, I'll be reading it. Say, read it again, I'll be reading it. He say, bring translation, Yoruba translation. Say, I read it. When I read it, you know it is when Luqman said to his son, he will now say, me, I'm Abdur. When you are reading Luqman, be putting Abdur. That time I was thinking that it's a play, but now that I have grown up, I know the meaning. He says, so when he says, what you call a Luqman, you say, put Abdur. So me, I'm telling you to la tushrik billah. Inna shirka la zulmun azim. So, what parents say to children, leave them. They are hearing, it is going inside their mind. Continue to tell them. Continue to repeat it to them. It will influence them at the end of the day. The third thing a woman has as a major role in the house. Don't allow your children see you abusing their father. The day they see you abuse their father, what you are telling them is that they should not also obey you yourself. And that's why when women abuse men to the hearing of the boys or girls, or they even abuse the father to the girls or boys, like your father is still responsible, your father is this. What you are telling that child is that you yourself, you are what? You are responsible. So that's why the tajassul, the arrogance, women see it first in the children before the men. You still be afraid of the father. But you woman, you will be the first victim. Don't, for the sake of Allah, tell your children evil about your husband. You are going to be the first victim. One of the brothers was saying about one of our brothers too, that the brother wanted to do engineering and medicine, but the father was a very learned person, a scholar, very elderly person. He will now call his boy that you are the brilliant one amongst my children. I want you to be a malam. Please, the boy will not be happy. He will go and complain to the mother that, me, I want to be doctor. Me, I want to be this, that. The mother will say, if you don't follow what your father has said, that doctor man, you will not be. That's what lawyer, you will not be unless you follow what the father said. The brother has a PhD now in hadith or fiqh, I think. He still became a doctor, but upon Islamia. So now that mother, the father has died long ago. The mother is the one enjoying that man now. Did she work for it or not? Imagine that the time that the boy is telling the mother that my father is telling me something and I don't want it. She said, don't worry, just be behaving as if you want it. I know how we will do it. When the father died, who will suffer it? She will suffer it. Because she taught him how to be a double person. He will now show her that double personality. That she was the one that taught him. So the third major role, the third major thing a woman must pay attention to in the house. Don't tell your children what your husband does not want. Don't abuse your husband to your children. Don't abuse your children and abuse their father in addition to it. Some women do it. They abuse the boy, abuse the girl, then they carry it. to the father. That is how your father too is. Idiot, useless. They abuse the child and abuse the father. It is bad. It will not make you to enjoy that boy. The fourth major role a woman has to play is that make sure that everything in the house, because you are the child lady of the house, al-mar'atu mas'ula an bayti zawjiha, she is ra'iya fi bayti zawjiha wa hiya mas'ulatun anhu. She will be asked about the house of her husband. Make sure that everything of distraction is taken away from the home. The number one first thing of distraction and lesson of evil for the home is television. Unfortunately, it is the woman who will say, yeah, how will I stay in the house without TV? No TV, no CNN, no, as if that CNN is wahyu from Allah. No TV, no CNN, no MTV, no, which one again? The women know it. If you want to be a good woman in your house, take that thing out of your house. Otherwise, you will be telling your children one thing, that shaitan will be telling them another thing. In fact, if you want to insist that, yes, they are only watching Quran television, you know what they call a bait? If you want to catch a fish, you put a bait, like an earthworm, on it, but there's a hook there. When the fish wants to pick the earthworm, what does it get? It gets hooked up. These are the way we see all this ikra, all this. It will be the reason why you put that TV in the house. But if you are not careful, you will not watch ikra. You will not watch any hadith. You will not watch Makkah and Medina. You will not watch Sunnah TV. You will not watch Tawaf. If you are watching it, you don't know what your children are watching in the night. So as a mother, put away everything of distraction from the home, beginning from television and these things that I'm holding. Try to be sure that it does not come in the hand of your children until they are old enough, matured. Girls, don't even give it to your daughter until she becomes married. Let it be a talk between herself and her husband. So for the sake of Allah, be careful about this thing. This fourth, be careful about it. Be careful. Very, very careful. So as a woman, you take away the things of distraction from the home. It will help you to protect your children. If you cannot guarantee what happens outside, at least you should be able to guarantee what is happening inside the house and make the house a safe heaven for the children and the husband and the rest of the people that you are taking care in the house, because the woman is the one taking care of everybody. Then after that, increase your sabr and expect good rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Many times when we discuss things like this, women will think that they will start telling them, you to go and look for a job. If you look for a job and go out of the home, everything becomes finished. You yourself, you come under threat. Instead of using you to rectify the boys and the girls, we will be afraid of you too. We don't know what is happening to you. So our problem will become more. We will have more problems. When the Prophet ﷺ could not provide now for his wives, did Allah tell them to open shago? Did Allah tell the wives of the Prophet ﷺ radiyallahu anhunna, kungan yanzu sai kun bude shago? Kin ga wancan corner, you see that corner in masallaci, open store there. You Aisha be selling rice. You Zainab be selling yam. You be selling tomato. Did you see that? What did Allah say they should do? Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. I hope that we try to find 5 points for the woman in the house to take care of the house, both the man and the children, and then herself. I hope that answer is clear to us, inshallah. Ameen.